Welcome to Lunch Break. We get an hour lunch, so we're spending 15 minutes of it each day to talk about whatever. So, let's begin the week.
Lunch break.
Lunch break.
It's
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
How's it going?
Pretty good. Very, very tired.
Yeah. I've just been chilling. Today's been a good day. I've just been hanging out.
That's good.
Yeah, man, we don't have anything for yesterday and the day before that. So this is where we're at. But I am like, my head, there's this video, it's like an animation or maybe it's a music video where like people's heads just catch on fire.
Yeah.
I think about that video all the time. I don't know what it was or where it's from, but like I think about it all the time. My head is on fucking fire right now because I'm so deep into so many things, but I am stoked because I want to start making music, and I'm realizing that it's not only is it something that like is totally possible, but that I can really make anything I want. And I have like the tools to do it, and I had it the whole time and I never realized it. Like I had everything I needed to set it up. I just didn't realize I never did it. So I'm stoked. Like
very exciting.
Very stoked. Like the only thing is going to be how do I manage my time? Because I don't want to stop doing the things I already do. I need to somehow fit this into my schedule. I can't be doing it all day when I should be doing other things. I can't be like not going to the gym or not doing streams occasionally and hanging out on weekends and shit. I can't screw all my stuff up, but I do want to spend a good amount of time doing it. So that's going to be the tricky part of the balance. And also retaining like my urge, my inspiration to do it, which shouldn't be too hard because I'm fueling off of I'm feeling off basically the feeling of jealousy is sort of the fire that I'm like trying to harness to make myself do it. You know what I mean?
Very powerful emotion.
Yeah. Like I listen to a lot of music. I feel jealousy a lot when I hear stuff that I'm like, that's really good. I feel like I could make something like this or make something similar. And like, so I mean, I'm tapping into that all the time. So hopefully that'll be enough to like keep me glued in to making music.
Yeah.
And to hopefully make an album. This is what I really want to do. But yeah, I wanted to do a segment. We were going to try to do this yesterday and the day before, and it kind of fell apart. But it's mostly just about Stranger Things. And this is kind of old news, but I found out about it in a weird sort of way. And I kind of want to just take you on that journey of discovering this stuff.
My magical journey.
We are. So Stranger Things Season 4 is finished. Is there a Season 5? Season 5. Is there a season... So, okay, so that makes more sense, because like my brain was screwed up when I said that. All right, Season 5 is finished. And I wanted to look into what actors were doing, so I started like looking stuff up, and this is the stuff that I discovered through that journey. I started off with Millie Bobby Brown, because it's obvious. Like, she's a big part of the show. Is the girl that played 11. And she's doing a romantic comedy called Picture It, or Just Picture It, and she's also starring and producing a supernatural series called Prism for Netflix, which makes sense. She's sticking with Netflix, which is where Stranger Things came about. It's the same kind of environment, so she's going to stay in that platform.
Yeah.
Sadie Sink, who played Max, is confirmed for Spider-Man: Brand New Day, and is also rumored to appear in Avengers: Secret Wars, which is weird. It's interesting that she's going, but it kind of makes sense. Like superheroes kind of match the vibe of like Stranger Things kind of things.
That means Sadie's going to be a Disney princess.
I suppose. She's reportedly playing a mutant Rachel Summers, who is also known as Marvel Girl or Phoenix. I don't know where Marvel Girl comes from, but because when I was looking this up, I couldn't figure out what
I thought Captain Marvel was Marvel Girl.
Yeah, me too. I don't know, but Phoenix, I guess. Which is also to imply that they may be bringing X-Men characters into the lore of the MCU, which is something that they should have been doing a long time ago, and they kind of did already a little bit with
Deadpool.
Yeah, well, not just Deadpool, but yeah, well, in the Deadpool stuff, yeah, with like the X-Men guy showing up, and I think that was a Deadpool movie that all of that happened in, or maybe it was Ant-Man or something weird. I don't remember.
I haven't seen the Ant-Man movies.
On top of this, David Harbour, or Hopper, who has already been doing Marvel movies as Red Guardian and Thunderbolts, also might appear in Avengers Doomsday. That's just a rumor. We don't really know that, but it might be kind of interesting. But he's also voicing Frankenstein in a DC series called Creature Commandos, which is some cartoon-style show, and it's the first show in the James Gunn's DCU. So I might check it out. I haven't really been keeping up with DC stuff very much, but like the idea of an animated DC universe sounds kind of cool to me.
Could be interesting. The old DC show's really good.
Right. And also, he played in Violent Night. Violent Night was like this Christmas Santa Claus movie, and I've talked about it on the podcast before, but I thought it was really funny, and I wanted to watch it during Christmas, but we never did. But it's like John Wick if he was Santa Claus. And he's also going to be in Violent Night 2, which is coming out December of 2026. So this way coming December. It's going to be a long time for that movie.
Never.
Right. But that should be cool, and I want to watch that movie with you guys at some point. Finn Wolfhard, or Mike, is co-writing and directing a reimagining of a cult classic Idle Hands, which is like a horror comedy from 1999, as well as a quote-unquote Jackass-style comedy called Crashland. I don't know where that came from. I don't know what his inspiration for that is, but...
I don't want to see him get hurt.
Yeah, it's basically just some movie about a Jackass-style crew doing Jackass sort of things. And then he's also rumored to show interest in an MCU role, but there's nothing there yet, and he's kind of had this sort of back and forth. Like, he's publicly been like, it's very formulaic.
He could also be a Disney princess.
But the reason I brought him up primarily was because he also makes music, which I didn't know. And he's been making music for a long time. He has 2 previous bands that I know of. I'm going to butcher these names. The Aubreys, I think, and Calpurnia. And has also released in June of 2025, he released an album called Happy Birthday, which is like a lo-fi indie pop kind of vibe, and he's planning on making more music in the future. So, and his music is not bad. It's good. I like it. I've never heard his music before. I'd never heard of those bands, but when I was like listening to it on Spotify, it's fun. It's good stuff. But here's the big one.
The big one.
Joe Keery, or Steve Harrington, is doing a sci-fi horror comedy called Cold Storage in February 2026 alongside Liam Neeson, which is weird.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yar. But I just found out that Joe Keery is also a musician. Now, the world knows about this already, and I didn't know that this was happening because I don't have social media on my phone. But apparently TikTok has been spreading this like crazy, so everyone is kind of finding this out with me. But he's the founding member of the band Post Animal, which is one of my favorite bands, and we've been listening to that band for years and years before we started watching Stranger Things, because I made playlists about like chill music and
like
stuff.
10 years.
Yeah, and we've been listening to it for ages, and I love that band. And then on top of that, he left that band a while back, and he started making his own music under his own name, Joe, but it's not spelt as Joe, it's spelled as DJO with a silent D. And I've been listening to that band, or Joe, for even longer. I've been obsessed with Joe. I've loved his music for ages, and I had no fucking idea that it was him. It blew my mind when I found that out. I think for a lot of people online, it's just sort of like, oh, an actor I like makes music. That's cool. For me, it was kind of crushing, because it's like, holy shit, one of my favorite artists ever. I've been watching them in this show this whole time, and I had no idea.
Yeah.
Like, that is insane. I'm absolutely in love with him. And he's also regrouped with Post Animal in their most recent album, Iron. And I haven't listened to that one yet, but I plan on it. And I am just super stoked out of my mind about this. Again, we are late as fuck to this. Yeah. I didn't know that this was a thing.
Living under a rock.
Right. Like, and then I didn't know. And apparently, again, the whole world knew about this way before I did. I just wasn't paying attention. But dude, I am so stoked over this. Like, now I want to watch Stranger Things again, knowing that that's him the whole time. Like, because I don't know, it changes everything for me about it.
Yeah, after listening to it back, you can definitely hear it. Like, you can hear his voice.
Yeah. Like, oh my God, man. It really is a huge deal for me. And then his music, I love his music so much, and it's a big reason why I wanted to started making music again. Because I've made music in the past, it's always little things, but I want to try to like really try to make something that I want to distribute and like actually put work into and care about.
Yeah.
And spend more time in it than like a few days, which is what I usually do, is spend like a few hours for a few days and then go, I have a draft for a song and it's good enough, and then I post it on like SoundCloud, and I'm like, that's fine, whatever. I'm not even happy enough with it to do anything more than put it on SoundCloud and send the link to a few people and be like, check it out, it's kind of neat, and that's it. But I really want to make something that's like more meaningful and has more to it and put more time into it that I can actually distribute on actual platforms and really get out to people and sort of have that in my my sort of, I don't want to say discography, audiography, lifeography, meography.
Biography?
Yeah.
Biography.
Yeah. So, but that's where I'm at. In terms of making music, it's going to be months before I have anything that I want to do anything with.
Yeah.
But I'm very stoked to get started because I'm already just building the foundation for what I want to make, just setting myself up with the software and the VSTs and stuff I want to use and playing around with them and then accidentally creating tiny, like, stupid songs in the process of doing that and be like, this is kind of cool and I like this. And then playing around with that and getting totally distracted and not setting it up properly because I keep getting distracted. I'm realizing from that experience, like, holy fuck, this is going to work. I am going to be able to make anything I want. And the fact that I get so quickly distracted just by playing around with the instruments that I'm like, this is like, it's pretty unreal that I've set myself up for this years ago. I've practiced with editing like DAWs and stuff for years. I did it as a kid when I was like 12 or 13. I was playing with DAWs and like using GarageBand and playing around with Ableton and stuff.
Very familiar stuff,
right? And like and then again, working with the audio engineer experience, I understand how certain things can affect the music and change the vibe of it and make kind of like change the way it feels. And so I'm very, very excited to try to put that into practice and see if I can actually make something with any amount of like grip to it. And then on top of that, I've already bought like a MIDI keyboard and all of the things I need in order to put something like this together. I have the equipment, I have the microphone, I have all of it. And now I have the software I'm building it, putting it together to be able to start creating the foundation for songs. And I don't want to just make one song. I would love to make 2 songs, but even more than that, I would love to make an actual album, like a full album, and try to keep it in theme to some degree as much as I can, because I get very quickly distracted when I'm making music and I start trying to go off the rails or experiment too much. But I do want to kind of generally stay within the themes of like Mac DeMarco, Joe, and some other very sort of casual, like sort of chill stuff. Not specifically Joe, like his newest album, but Joe inside of his Blue album. I don't remember what it's called. The one that has the Feel song. I forgot what it is. You were stuck in your head during the stream the other day.
Yeah.
About whatever. God damn it. But that album is the kind of sound that I want to get, which is essentially using just bass, guitar, and some synths and drums with some vocals. And he's playing around with those elements a lot in it. And that's it. I want to limit myself to those instruments and then try to make more than just what I normally do. Synths is a big thing to add to that, though. You can really change the tone of everything just by messing with synths. So I have to be kind of careful with my synths, but I'm going to go for something kind of warm and sort of not overdo it on synthesizers. Hopefully that will be the last thing I add and not go crazy. Because already in my playing around, because I don't have a bass or a guitar set up yet, I keep playing with this stupid synthesizer and I'm making like the dumbest stuff because it feels so powerful. I can make a really big, grungy, distorted sound and then warp it and then like transform it into something else quickly and then have that shift to the beat and be fucking, I don't know. There's too much to play around with there, but I'm stoked.
It's a lot of fun.
It's so cool. Again, the problem is time.
I feel like whenever I do the streams out here, you can spend a lot of time just, working on these things, because I feel like I can mostly batten down the hatches with the stream at this point.
I mean, yeah, it's fun. I like being a part of the stream. I like coming out here and like talking and like engaging in it. I don't want to not do that. Yeah, I mean, I don't want it to be an everyday thing either. Like I don't necessarily want to work on this every day.
Mm-hmm.
I want it to be something I can do periodically enough, but put enough hours into it that I make progress over the course of months. I don't want it to be something that I'm like obsessing over to the point where
Burnout.
I get burned out on it and I'm like, I'm done. But, right. But yeah, no, I'm stoked.
Consistency over constantly.
Yar. But we got to go. We are past time to go.
Yep. Well, to Thursday.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yay, bye. Lunch break.
Lunch break.
Lunch break.
Lunch break.
Is it Thursday?
It is Thursday. It's
Weird.
already Thursday.
Very weird.
I have a public service announcement.
Okay. Go ahead, whatever.
Olga Lucia, very famous character. Everyone knows her. You're really familiar with Olga Lucia.
Sure.
Big character, big name. Everyone's aware of Olga Lucia.
Okay, yeah.
No es de los
me.
Estados Unidos.
See?
Sí.
Okay.
Es de Venezuela.
Okay. What?
So there was a little controversy going around that everyone thought Olga Lucia was from the United States, but she's not from the United States. She's from
Where did this controversy take place?
in my room, like probably about 5 minutes ago.
All right. Okay. All right.
I'm on my third and final course of Spanish, and it's getting they're really it's off the rails now when it comes to difficulty. Like there's no more multiple choice. There is multiple choice, but you don't get credit for it unless you type out your answers. So like you can either do true or false, cerro or falso. And if you
Is
type
falso real?
yeah, falso, that's false.
That's terrible.
I know, I like cerro, that's true, and then there's falso. So many Spanish words are like that though. It's just like kind of sounds a little racist, but is it vocabularo? See. Vocabularo. But yeah, if you do the false answer, you have to type in the correction. So the number one question was Olga Lucia es de los Estados Unidos.
Okay.
And that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
Olga
Okay.
Lucia es de Venezuela. That's all that I have on my mind today. I've got a couple of other things on my mind, but they're really boring. It's just like work sucks and my truck is in the shop
Right.
and they keep giving me the runaround and it's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
It's getting really fucking annoying at this point. Like I brought it in Monday and then the next day I called and was like, hey, can I get an update? And they were like, yeah, let me give you a call back. A day goes by. I call back. Hey, can I get an update on my truck? Yeah, let me give you a call back. I wait an hour. I call back. No answer. I wait another 30 minutes. Call back. No answer. Wait another hour. I call back. And they're like, oh, shit, yeah. Let me give you a call back. A day goes by. No call back. So I call this morning.
Uh-huh.
And it's the same fucking shit. They're like, yeah, let me give you a call back in 20 minutes. I called at 11.
Yeah.
It's now 12:30.
Right.
No call back.
What more could you ask for? I guess a call back, probably.
Yeah, I'd like some communication.
Yeah.
And the worst, it's a good and a bad thing about this place. Like, they won't just, if you bring your car in, they won't just do work on it. They have to call you and tell you what the thing that needs to be done and then get your permission to do it, which, that's a good thing. But then that also means that my truck has been there on Monday and they haven't done anything to it. So I have no idea how long the work it needs is going to take, but I know it hasn't been done yet. So I probably won't take my truck back today or tomorrow. Maybe not even Friday or Saturday, depending on how long it takes.
Right. I mean, do you really care about your truck, though? I mean, like, honestly, like, is it even, like, does it really matter? I mean, like, who gives a shit about it? Like, what do you need to drive for? Like,
I like going places.
oh, yeah, okay, you want to, like, go places?
You want to
like,
go
yeah,
places.
you want to, like, go somewhere? Like, that's fucking
In
stupid. That's, like,
quotations,
fucking dumb as hell.
I won't be streaming tonight.
Yeah.
I got the Baldur's Gate thing to do.
All right. That sucks. Because that just means I'm going to be mostly doing music. Which is, I mean, I want to do that, but it just means, like, my day, as soon as I sit down and do it, I'm just gone.
Yeah.
It sucks. Like, I sit down and then I have to go to sleep. Yeah.
Bam.
And also, it completely went off the rails. Like, one thing I really like about how I'm making it, doing it, like, fully through MIDI and just, like, by hand, is that I could, if I wanted to, I could play it on the podcast and it will never get copyright strike because literally every single part of it is mine, and it's not, none of it belongs to anybody, which is nice because like 90% of the things I make, I use like samples from shit that I don't necessarily get permission for, and I really, really want to use that sample, so I do it anyway, and then I put it on like SoundCloud and nothing ever happens. There has been times when I used a sample of something and put it on SoundCloud, and then they did strike it. But it's like, yeah, I'm stoked. I'm stoked to like make something. But again, I made the wrong thing yesterday. Like, I don't know what the hell happened. I totally got blacked out. Like, I sat down to like make my drums and my fucking my bass, and that's what I sat down to do. And I said I was gonna do it, and that's what I was planning on doing. Sat down, started doing it, and then I made a song. And I made like a 30-second song that I wasn't trying to make, and it had fucking a guitar, it had 2 synthesizers in it, it had drums, it had a bass synthesizer and an actual Fender synthesizer, and I have no fucking idea why I did it. And I put vocals in it before I went to bed for no reason. So I'm going to scrap all of that and try it again today to do the thing that I actually sat down to do, which is I'm trying to just make 3 minutes with nothing but drums and a bass guitar. That's it.
I believe in you.
I hope I can do it. I hope I don't just fucking get distracted and make something else. But I just want to make 3 straight minutes of nothing but bass and drums. And I want to make something that sounds pleasant, and I want the drums to play off the bass. And if those 2 things together, just alone in their tracks, can sound good, then I will make a song off of that. Mm-hmm. But until I get to there, I don't want to do anything else.
Is there like a scientific process of how to make music?
No. There's nothing.
I know you were talking
about some ways that make it easier or better than others in terms of it depends on the person, and none of it really matters. Because it's just a song is just a collage of sounds. There's no right or wrong way to throw sounds together. You can sit down and like do everything completely wrong and still make an awesome song.
Yeah.
Like, there's no right way to do it.
I know you were talking about, you mentioned like briefly, I think it was when you were on the way home, there was like an industry standard where they like do the drums first and then they do something
industry
else.
Standard. There's like generally, it's when you're making music in a studio, it's good to start with the drums because your drums are first your metronome and they kind of set a tone. They set the speed, they set how active the sound is, and it's easier for a singer to write music off of drums.
The base of the pyramid.
The bass guitar tends to be paired with the drums because once you have the drum set, if you have fill you want to do, then that's what the bass is going to be good for, and bass guitar needs drums, right? Like, if you're playing music live, and this is something I'm trying to think about while I'm actually making the stuff, like in the MIDI, is that I'm trying to make it like you would an actual song, and like guitarists and bass guitar and drummers, or bass guitarists and drummers work very closely together when they're making music, like, and when they're playing together, especially because if a drummer hits the kick drum and there's nothing there in the music, it's going to sound really flat and lonely, and there's almost no purpose. Like, why did you hit the kick? Like, when nothing's happening, unless it's a really fucking hard, like, bam, powerful kick, and you're using it to drive the song forward. My point being, you don't want to have any sounds in there that you don't need. If it's a sound that's in there and it's not driving the song forward, it's a useless sound, and you might as well get rid of it because it will open it up a little bit and let you put more something else useful in there. So usually, when a lot of songs will have like a bass or like a kick on beat 1, and that's when the bass guitars comes in. So bass will come in on beat 1. So as the kick hits, bass guitar hits. So every time the kick drum hits, the bass wants to be hitting. Or the bass can do fill, so kick, da-da-da, kick, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But the bass has to, usually you want them to be in tandem. So wherever there's a kick, there's a bass. You don't want one without the other. Now, you can do it, and it depends on the music, and it also depends on what you're going for. But generally, you want those things to kind of flow together because it's going to keep the song moving forward, and it's going to help fill in those gaps. So That's why it's a starting point. Because once you can get a general structure with just drums and bass. You'll have sort of the depth of the sound there. You'll have sort of the speed of the soundtrack you're making. And then from that, I can sit down and actually like try to come up with some level of vocal thing. Is the idea. Is that I'm just going to have bass, drums, and then I'm going to sit there. I'm going to put the whole thing on loop. And I'm just going to sit there and go, yeah, Scooby-Doo. I'm going to do that until I come up with something that I like, and then I'm going to sample that, and then put it in, and then keep doing that until I have lyrics that I'm like mostly satisfied with. And then I'll go back in, probably redo sections of the bass and the drums to work better with what I did in the vocals, and then from there I can add on synthesizers, guitars, whatever, to do all of the other stuff.
Guitars. Drums.
But there's really no right way to do that. And also, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm completely inexperienced. I've never played in a band. The only instrument experience I have is like fucking percussion in high school. And I used drum sets before, but I was never like good at drum set. I can like play like some very specific stuff. But none of this is particularly helpful. Like in the MIDI is like great, I can do that. But like I realized very quickly I'm super out of fucking discipline on it. Like even when I had the BPM set to 60 at one point, I was just trying to make a simple drum loop at 60 BPM, and I kept either going too fast, rushing, or fucking going too slow.
Yeah.
And it fucked me up over and over and over and over again. I'm like, Jesus, because it's not a BPM I'm used to. I'm like the most comfortable at like 130, which is like a bump, 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 bump. I'm comfortable with that pace because then it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can keep time at 130. When it's like 60, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. It's probably slower than that. I'm probably rushing right now. Like, it's hard to play that slow because the time in between the gaps is so wide. Like, your internal, like BPM thing has to, learn how to time that long. Like, the wider the gap is between beats, the harder it is to hit the down on the right beat. Because it fucks with my brain. If it's really fast, it's usually like not so hard either.
What's your resting heart rate?
62.
Mm-hmm. There's like a weird timey-wimey thing that happens whenever your heart rate gets faster. It makes your internal clock feel like time is going faster.
But like, it fucks my everything up, dude. I can't, it sucks. So I'm having to relearn percussion stuff. Because again, with the MIDI, I'm having to fill out drums, and I'm not good at filling out drums at all. I'm really bad. I'm so bad at knowing what to do. So I'm using not preset, pre-recorded drums, but lots of pre-filled groove stuff to get me started, and then I'll go in and tweak them to make them fit what I want or kind of restyle them, and then either adding or removing elements of it so that I can kind of make it sound the way I want. Because it just takes me fucking forever to get a good sounding drum set sound that has a good groove to it or whatever the hell I'm trying to do. The bass is the easiest part. Bass guitar is it's slow, it's melodical, it's very easy to come up with, to put melodies in there. Playing them out on the MIDI keyboard is really satisfying and easy. So I'm not worried about that part. I'm really, really stressing out about the drums. When should I use a snare? When shouldn't I use a snare? When should the drums stop playing? When should I just have hi-hats? When should I crash? Obviously, you'd only crash at a big moment or whatever, but you know what I mean. There's a lot of going on, and that same level of question and finesse is involved in literally every single aspect of making music. It's infinitely complicated, and it's also infinitely simple.
Yeah.
You can just throw stuff in there and be done with it, and you have a song. Or you can sit down and focus on every single minor, minute detail and make it hyper fucking specific. You could do either way. I just want a really solid 3 minutes, and then I'm going to fuck around. After that, I'm free to go crazy. I'm just going to go wild on that bit. But as long as I have just those two elements to drive my song forward, I think I'm going to be all right. It's kind of the plan. I really go off the rails when I'm allowed to do whatever I want, and I don't have a specific goal.
No guardrails.
Yeah, it's bad. Like, I will make the weirdest shit, and it just keeps going, and I don't stop. And I infinitely fiddle with it and do things, like change it and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, it's fun. It's cool. I'm excited to keep doing it, but we got to go already.
To see where it goes. Oh shit.
Yeah. I mean, it should be. I don't know. It could take a very long time before I'm actually happy with it, because I don't really know. I only know vaguely I know the vibe I'm going for, and that's about it.
Yeah.
And I know the things I'm trying to emulate. Like what artists I'm kind of inspired by in that aspect, but other than that, I have no clue what the hell I'm making. So, yeah, it's taking time.
All right, well, to Friday. Yay, Friday.
Lunch break.
Lunch break.
What is today? It's Friday.
Today is the 9th.
Okay.
Oh, you're asking what day it is.
9 is fine.
Yeah, lunch break, 9.
Yeah. So
how are you doing?
I'm pretty good. I'm sitting around chilling.
Have you stood at all today?
Yeah, I walked around because it's nice out on one of my breaks. I walked around the thing and looked around, and it was cool.
It's pretty crazy out there. It looks like winter, but feels like summer or spring.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting weather. And, yeah, just been sitting down mostly. Dude, work has been a fucking disaster, though. Oh, my God. A thing that we need in order to do our job in the program that we use suddenly disappeared. It just vanished. And there's loads of equipment throughout our designs that require this thing, and it just was gone. And it happened suddenly. And it also broke everything else because the program wasn't designed to handle a scenario where this thing just goes away.
Yeah.
So now all of our analyzing tools and stuff just stopped working, and it was like everything's broken. So 45 minutes go by where we can't do anything, and then they finally have a solution, or at least the equipment comes back, but it only came back. It didn't reappear in the designs. So we have to re-add this equipment to every one of our designs.
Oh, God.
And before we do, and while we're doing that, we can't use any of our other tools because it gives errors every time we use our tools because this equipment isn't there that is supposed to be there. So
doesn't sound good at all.
It sucks really bad because I have such a large design right now. So, and I used like about a bazillion of those things that disappeared.
A whole gillion?
A fucking absolute bazillion.
A metric, was it a metric fuck ton or a...
It's a godillion.
That's an imperial fuck ton, I think.
It's really bad. So that's where I'm at right now.
So you have to do it all over again?
And that wasn't the only fire. There was so many, and the little things, like people just had issues left and right, and it was kind of ridiculous for a minute. But things have seemingly cooled down, except we're still picking up the pieces.
After a tornado fire.
Yeah, but it's whatever. It's a weird Friday.
Would you like some good news?
No.
No? I'm going to tell you the good news anyways. It's Friday.
Oh, yeah?
Day. It's Friday, yeah.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
For the longest time, I struggled to spell Wednesday.
I still can't spell it.
I just every time
you
I
say
think
Wednesday.
It's spelled Wednesday.
Wednesday. Yeah.
If you think about Wednesday, it's easier to spell, but Wednesday, like
I can't spell the word guitar, even though I recently learned how to spell the word guitar, but I'll probably forget again at some point.
Yeah, GETAR.
No, not at all.
I know there's like a U in it. Or
You have to sound it out as gooey-tar.
Gooey-tar.
Yeah.
GUITAR?
Yeah.
Gooey-tar.
Yeah.
See, that kind of stuff doesn't happen in Spanish. In Spanish, how something looks, well, how it's pronounced and spelled.
Yeah. And also garage. Still can't do that one. I haven't learned that one. Garage. I don't know.
Grug.
I don't know how.
Garage.
I don't know. Maybe garage.
Garge.
Maybe.
I think so.
That sounds probably. I can't fucking spell it.
Gargi.
I remember trying to type like a troubleshoot GarageBand as a kid, and then every time I went to type GarageBand, I'd type in like Google Band, and then wait for spell check to be like, maybe that's garage. I'd be like, if I put Google Band and then nothing happened, I'd be like Google Band music program, and then it would fill it in.
You have to give it fucking context.
Yeah, because it was the only way to get it to.
God, I fucking hate autocorrect so much.
Yeah.
And it adds insult to injury because I can't spell worth shit. Because like in the 3rd or 4th grade, I had a horrible handwriting, still do, and I couldn't spell anything, still can't. And my teacher came up to me and she gave me one of those big like electronic typewriters.
Yeah.
And she was like, don't worry, in the future, you don't have to spell or write anything. Computers will do it for you.
Yeah.
Fast forward to fucking now, and spell check doesn't work ever.
Yeah, well, I mean, the most reliable spell check is Google's search engine. So that's what I use 99% of the time. Specifically, the spell check at work doesn't work because Microsoft is terrible. And Microsoft has no idea how words work and what words make sense and what words are even real words. Some words it thinks aren't words that are words, and some words that are not real words it thinks are words.
Yeah, it underlined online today and said that was not a real word.
It's complete nonsense. So every time I have a problem or every time I have a word I can't spell, I don't even check the spell check anymore. I just copy paste that word into my browser and then click the right answer and then paste it back into the thing. And I do that every time because it's the only way to make it work consistently. But yeah, that's to me the most reliable. Like Google has the most reliable spell check, but I assume they're using some kind of. It's probably gone away from algorithms at this point and uses some kind of AI. But it's always really accurate. Like, even if I really butcher a word, it pretty much always gets it.
How do you pronounce AI?
AI? What do you mean? How do you pronounce it?
That's how you spell it, isn't it? Like, or...
You wouldn't pronounce it.
You just say AI?
Because you would say artificial intelligence, but it takes too long. And we say it too much.
Artificial intelligence?
I've really strayed away from it, though. I'm kind of tired of it now. Like, I'd rather just, like... I don't know, it's just something about... Like, in terms of a tool, yeah, I still use it. But like, basically just like, recreationally haven't really been fucking with it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm over it.
I used it last night when I was playing Baldur's Gate.
Yeah. I mean, I use it when I have a problem and I'm trying to solve, like something's technical. It's usually the best thing for that. Like right now with making music and stuff, like it's been really great for that. Cause like now all of those issues, all the technical issues that I had before are just not problems anymore.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how many people even really take advantage of it like they should. Like, it's the most useful thing I've ever experienced in my entire life. It's insane. And I feel like people still don't use it to like the way that they should. Like, I still have people ask me questions where I'm like, you could just use the AI, right? Like, it will give you the exact answer you're looking for.
Yeah. Faster
than I can. And if you ask me a complicated question, I will just use AI and then tell you what it says. Like, I don't want to answer this. I don't know. It's an incredibly useful tool, and I think it's underrated how useful AI is for learning. Like again, working with the software, like I'm learning so much faster how to use the software than I ever did before. Because like I have a question, and instead of having to like not even knowing how to phrase the question, I can just give the AI context. Like, I'm using this software and I'm trying to do this. And it's like, oh, you have to do it this way. And I'm suddenly like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're good. But whereas before, it would be like, you can't go to Google and be like, I'm using this. Like, you put like software name and then the thing that's broken. And you're like trying to find a Reddit page or something or like a forum that talks about it or whatever. Or especially if you're trying to do something hyper specific, there's just like nothing. But like I said, I am kind of over the AI thing. I'd like to it's gotten to the point where like at the beginning it was like, this is insane, we need this, and then it was like, this is really cool, this is the best thing ever, and now it's like, this is kind of like, it's a cool tool, but I'm kind of over it, and soon it's going to be, I don't want to talk about AI anymore, and I want this to go away. Like, I'm sick of it being everywhere. And it's kind of getting into that area. And then eventually it's going to be like, this is predominantly the biggest problem in the world, and we need to like stop this right now. But like neural networks in general are a cool thing. I don't really know if like the widespread general adoption of AI and putting it into fucking everything is necessary.
You don't want like a AI fridge?
I think generally algorithms are just fine, if anything better, because they're more consistent and also easier to troubleshoot. With AI, you're like, I have no fucking idea what the problem is, and you won't listen to me. Like last night I was trying to make hot dogs, and I was like, just out of curiosity, I was like, maybe, I don't know, like I obviously could sear them, or I could boil them, and boiling them is typically a bad option. It's not great. But I was asking the AI, and I was like, how should I make these? And it was like, well, I mean, you could boil them if you're a loser. And I'm like, well, I mean, that's easy. I was like, should I boil them? And it was like, well, you could also, it was like, you should fry them. And I'm like, but then it started saying like, you could boil them for 2 minutes and then fry them, like dry them off and then fry them. And I'm like, what? And it was like, yeah, that's like, because it softens them up or whatever, makes them like cook. But I'm like, that sounds interesting. And I'm like, I like started preparing this, and and as I was getting into it, it started using a real weird ass word for fucking hot dogs. And I was like, what is that fucking word you're using? It's like pump, started with a P. And I was like, what is going on with the AI? And then what's the word? Like a word for like engaged it about it or whatever. Yeah. I asked it what the fuck it's talking about, and it was like, oh, it's like dumplings. You're making dumplings? I'm like, what?
It just went off on one.
Yeah, and like, I was like, what the hell? How did you get to fucking dumplings? And it was like, well, we were talking about boiling something and then frying it, and it's like 90% chance it's dumplings. I'm like, I never said dumplings. Dumplings were never a part of this conversation. You made a crazy leap to dumplings, and we started on hot dogs, and I don't know how we got there. And I was like, maybe it's right. Maybe like, okay, because in my head I'm like, fuck, maybe it's right. Maybe like people in restaurants do that. They fucking boil it for a couple minutes, not do it all the way, and then fry it. Maybe it's better that way. I don't know.
It feels like sometimes like, imagine like you're walking through the woods and you're on a trail, and the trail is like obvious and you're like going straight with it, and then for some reason you get confused for no reason. So instead of just continuing the trail, you close your eyes and you spin around a couple of times and you just go off into a direction. It feels like it does that sometimes.
Yeah. I don't know. It's insanely useful, but also incredibly useless. It's like, it's to say that like the bigger you are, the harder you fall kind of thing. Like the smarter you are, the bigger the mistakes you make. Typically, they say like the higher IQ somebody has, the more likely they are to become addicted to things, and the more likely they are to make like really bad life decisions because they're too confident or whatever. They take higher risks, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
The AI is like the most insane extreme version of that, where it's like it's the most intelligent thing ever, but it makes the most egregious, fucked up, insane mistakes, where it's like no person with a shitty IQ would ever make that mistake. I can't fucking believe you thought that I was talking about dumplings. I never said dumplings. I was talking about hot dogs. I don't know how we got there.
Yes, but in 90% of cases where you use these specific things.
It was like, bro, like it's too smart for its own good. It's like, I analyzed every single cooking method, and this is a 90% chance that you're making dumplings. I just assumed. Like, fuck you, dude. I'm making dumplings. I'm making hot dogs. So anyway, I made my hot dogs, and they were pretty good.
Can we go back to work? Not like physically, but I mean like topic-wise?
I guess.
You'll never believe what I did at work today.
Sit down.
How'd you guess that? That's very crazy. I did sit down, actually, but no, that's not what I was thinking about. What did I do at work today? Now I can't remember. That kind of blew my mind a little bit.
Can you remember?
Can't even remember. Oh yeah, I sent an email out to construction because they sent me some wax stuff. I got a new project, and the documentation was like, here, do this, and then I looked at it and it was already done. So I sent them an email, and instead of waiting like 12 to a million fucking business days, they replied like instantly. It felt like an automatic reply. Like I sent boom, I got a message back. And it was like oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to, and it was like a long message too with like documents and shit. And I was like, what the fuck? How did this have like, literally like send, boom.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, oh yeah, sorry, I put the blank one in there. I'll upload the correct document. Here's the correct one here. You just got to do these things. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It was very strange.
He was probably panicking. He probably sent it off and was like, oh, fuck, I got to get all this shit together to send off to explain myself like right now. And meanwhile, you're discovering all the problems. I'm really not excited to go back because it's been kind of sluggish, but yeah, I mean, things are cool.
At least it's really windy today.
And then also, dude, the music stuff, like I've been having fun working on it. I still need more time. I keep making stuff and scrapping it. I'm going to scrap everything I did like last night again, but because I keep getting a little closer to like kind of like figuring out what I want to do. And like, I still haven't really figured it out exactly what I want to do because like I'm still trying to like feel it out. But like after what I did last night, I kind of know what I don't want to do more. Mm-hmm. So like that helped narrow it down a little bit. But I'm going to kind of come at it with a different strategy because I was starting with like drums and bass, and I figured maybe that was the strat, and like that started panning out pretty good. I got about a minute in, and then I was like, I had like a minute long thing, and I was like, this is cool, and I made something on it, and I was like, well, it didn't feel right, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go a different approach this time. I'm gonna start more lyrically, see where the lyrics take me melodically, and then put that down with like a simple drum loop, and then go from there and like build off of that. Yeah, because that might be something I can like have more control over, or kind of like it will feel more organic to me, to the process of making it happen. Like, I don't know, but like there's a billion ways to go at it, so I just keep changing the thing. I just know I know what I want to do. So I just have to keep like banging my head against it until it happens.
Know what I want to do, bibbidi bobbidi bibbidi boo.
No.
Have we mentioned the little AI like thing that we made for the podcast where it was like statistically this will happen?
Oh no, we haven't. But if we're gonna do it, we got to do it quick. We got to go.
I just like we got to find a way to game what we're talking about so we can make the funniest fucking like AI thing afterwards.
You mean like game our conversation so that the AI like creates a stupid, horrible AI conversation version? Yeah. I mean, our conversations are already pretty fucking confusing, I think, for an AI to like transcribe and then be like, what? So
studies show that 67% of people in the podcast when they have to go.
Yeah. It just kept putting up random percentages and making numbers up. Like none of them were real too. It just like make up numbers and then say it. Because what we're talking about is like I would take the whole transcript from the podcast and give it to an AI and be like, generate a podcast, and it would just make the most garbage podcast. I don't know. We got to go.
Yep.
We really have to leave.
The weekend. Yay. Bye.